captain, the head person in charge of a neighboring station, the Pea Island Life-Saving Station. There was a shipwreck that had occurred. The former keeper of the station was accused of not handling it properly. So Etheridge was asked to take charge of that station. So he goes from the very lowest in rank to the very top in rank. It's still shortly after the Civil War. Now, the first thing that happens is the white surfmen that were left at Pea Island Station refused to work for him, couldn't work for him, didn't work for him, but so they left. This is how the all-black Pea Island Life-Saving Station starts. So the station just continually gained a reputation of being one of, if not the best station on the coast. They are most known for a rescue that occurred in October 1896, the rescue of the schooner E.S. Newman, a schooner traveling down from Providence, Rhode Island. Who's on board? The captain, his wife, his 3-year-old son, in the middle of a severe storm, a hurricane. So the captain of the E.S. Newman grounded the ship. One of the surfmen, Theodore Meekins, who was on patrol, thought he saw a flare. And he went and he grabbed Keeper Richard Etheridge, and then they see another flare. And they realize that a ship is in trouble. They couldn't launch the surf boat. They couldn't use the Lyle gun. So Etheridge basically asked for 2 volunteers, 2 of his best swimmers. And they tie ropes around themselves. And they swim out to the E.S. Newman. And while Etheridge and the other surfmen are at shore holding that line. And the rescue starts at 9 p.m. And by 1 a.m. in the morning, they had rescued all 9 on board. One of the most significant rescues probably in the history of the United States Life-Saving Service, especially considering the method that they performed the rescue. 100 years later, in March 1996, Etheridge and his crew were posthumously awarded the U.S. Coast Guard Gold Life-Saving Medal. He died at the station at 58 years old, believed to be due to malaria. But even after Etheridge died, the station continued having African-American keepers and African-American crews until it closed in 1947. Etheridge really opened the door of opportunity for so many African-American men from around here to join the United States Life-Saving Service and subsequently the United States Coast Guard.
PlayOBXGolf.com is your gateway to a great golf vacation on the Outer Banks of North Carolina. Stretched between the Sound and the Atlantic Ocean, the Outer Banks offers a one-of-a-kind coastal golf experience. 5 award-winning courses and well-appointed golf accommodations in a picturesque setting make the Outer Banks the perfect choice for your next golf getaway. And fall is the perfect time to experience the best weather and the best course conditions of the year. Your golf trip to North Carolina's Outer Banks is just a click away at PlayOBXGolf.com.
The water is what brought us here. It's our way of life, our playground. The water is what keeps us coming back. Find your calm at visitcurrituck.com.
Just across the Wright Memorial Bridge, you'll find one-of-a-kind experiences await you. Don't let memories you'll treasure pass you by on the road to the Outer Banks. Take a day and find yourself on the Currituck mainland.
Columbia's a great stop when you're headed to the Outer Banks. Not only have you probably been driving a long ways to get here, you want to stretch those legs, and there's multiple, things to do that. Get out, walk around. The Scuppernong River Festival in October, it's always the second Saturday in October, is one of my favorite things. I love how everybody that seems to have a talent here comes out and gets to showcase that in one of the booths that we have. It's fun to see the parade and all the different entries in the parade. Really slow down and take in nature and take in relationships and take in just a sense of home, kind of. And I think that's really important for us.
You want to come here, they can come on the river, have a nice slow ride, relaxing ride. Once they get here, they can get out. They can walk downtown. We have all the nice little shops, the little places where time just kind of slows down a little bit for them and they don't have to rush.
What made Columbia special for me was just the beauty of this place. I mean, that's a big checkbox for me, and also just access to the beach and other little, just really sweet communities close by. But by far, the biggest thing that made me want to stick around was having access to an arts community and the people that come here, and it just made it just the perfect place for me. I would like to tell people that when they arrive here, what they're going to find is a really warm community and very walkable, and you're going to find little restaurants and Pocosin arts galleries, things that you can enjoy, and plenty of places to sit down and just, relax, take a load off, and enjoy watching the wildlife on the river. Yeah, and coming to take a class at Pocosin, for sure.
Pocosin Lakes National Wildlife Refuge is over 110,000 acres of unique wetland called Pocosin. When people get off that boat, they can come and walk the Scuppernong River Boardwalk, and it goes through a forested wetland. Along that trail, you can see a variety of turtle species, including spotted turtles. You can also see various snake species, the amazing flyouts we have at the Pungo unit of tundra swans and other waterfowl leaving Pungo Lake for forage habitat. At least 50,000 visitors a year come to the refuge. More than that actually come into the visitor center on their way out to the beach.
And as for the people coming on the harbor town, I hope that when they come in, that they see this whole waterfront, and it's going to be nice, and it's going to be like, wow, we got to check that place out. Look how cool it looks. I just want them to be able to say, hey, this is Columbia. We need to stop here.
I'm Bree Voivich. I am a surfer, a surf instructor, and a lifeguard here in Kill Devil Hills. The power of the ocean deserves everyone's respect. Even on tranquil days, hard to see, powerful rip currents are present up and down the coast. Every year, unsuspected swimmers find themselves in the grip of the rip. Many lose their lives. Such tragic events can be easily prevented with a few local tips. Know before you go and check the local beach forecast before heading out. Always swim near a lifeguard. And if you find yourself caught in a rip current, don't panic, float, wave, and shout until help can arrive. If you're a good swimmer, don't fight the rip. Swim parallel to the beach to break free of the current's hold. Live like a local, love the beach, respect the ocean.
Jewelry by Gail is celebrating its 47th anniversary this year. In loving memory of Gail Kowalski, this hidden gem is open Tuesday through Saturday from 10 to 5. A shop that has something for everyone, featuring Gail's signature styles, all types of gorgeous jewelry, men's rings, a unique bridal section where you can build your own engagement ring, the Outer Banks' largest pearl selection, and so much more. Come find the perfect look for that special someone at Jewelry by Gail in Nags Head.
No visit to the Christmas Shop and General Store would be complete without a visit to the wine cellar. So come see me, Joey, where we offer free wine tastings Monday through Sunday from 11 to 5 p.m. Here at the Christmas Shop and General Store, we offer O'Reilly's Country Cream. If you like Bailey's, you really should try some of this. We've got it in original butterscotch as well as salted caramel. Come by and try some today here at the Christmas Shop and General Store, where we're not just a wine store, we're a wine experience.
What lies beneath the surface? The waters of the Outer Banks share their secrets, one cast at a time. Total relaxation. Absolute exhilaration. The Outer Banks of North Carolina, a chain of barrier islands shaped by wind and water. Connected by the elements. Just open spaces and endless possibilities.
At the Nags Head Town Hall, just outside on the lawn, sits a shipwreck. The wreck was first spotted in 1975, uncovering itself on the beach a mile south of Whalebone Junction. In 1978, during a storm, the wreck was dislodged and drifted north to Jeanette's Pier, where it battered pilings, destroying 9, until finally washing ashore. Subsequently, with the help of multiple agencies, the wreck was moved to where it lies now. Since then, the shipwreck has been researched in great detail by archaeologist Nathan Richards from East Carolina University.
We started to study the Nags Head wreck because it's sitting there, and it's not very often you see a shipwreck in a parking lot. And being an educator in relation to maritime archaeology and maritime history, and working at UNC Coastal Studies Institute and with East Carolina University, it's a great opportunity for my students to see how a ship of this era is constructed without having to put their scuba gear on. It's also very interesting because it had an identity. As we looked into this, sort of in the process of doing reconnaissance on a range of different shipwrecks up and down the coast, it became pretty clear that there's a lot of potential candidates that it could be. It's pretty clear it's not the Francis E. Waters, which is the name it got stuck with. And so it's a bit of a mystery story, and then archaeologists like to use their detective skills and thinking about all the different evidence that we can collate in order to come to our conclusions. And of course, even having the mystery is really important and really interesting to me because it is the graveyard of the Atlantic, and we like to think we know all the wrecks. There's thousands of shipwrecks. There's, probably over 5,000, maybe 6,000. We don't really know. So it's a continuing sort of interesting story about the past coming back and visiting the beach. So if you deconstruct the history of the wreck from the records that we know, and this is predominantly from the underwater archaeology branch's site files, the wreck showing up in the 1970s, and it's a bigger wreck than the piece that we see today. So over time, it's broken apart during the wrecking event, and then it's continued to sort of come to pieces until it's placed in the parking lot in the front of the town hall. So trying to convey that information to the public is really interesting. A few years ago, a student at ECU, David Butaro, a master's student, he did a reconstruction project on this. And that was really illuminating because it doubled down on this idea that it can't be the Francis E. Waters. The Francis E. Waters is a 149-ton vessel, whereas the timbers suggest something much larger, something in the range of 1,200 to 1,500 tons. And so right now we're pursuing a project to look at its current state of preservation and to see if we can perhaps do some time-lapse measurement. And our hope is that that's also going to let us re-examine the way that that vessel was constructed and draw us back into the historical record. And so while we're not setting ourselves the goal of definitively identifying the wreck, we're hoping that future study might inadvertently identify the wreck. And that's really exciting for me, because then you have the opportunity to open a whole new chapter, sort of the story of the wreck. It might be a surprising vessel. It might be a vessel with a very rich history. And invariably, whatever it is, it's still part of Outer Banks maritime history. So we're planning on doing this over the next 12 months, planning a project, and then starting to do some three-dimensional modeling of the site to help us fulfill these aims. As an archaeologist, I'm interested in the preservation of these kinds of sites, really anywhere. And so we see this having experimental potential. What can we learn about the state of preservation of this vessel? Can we help stabilize it, or can we come to decisions about its future? That will hopefully have some bearing on the future of the Nag's Head wreck, but we could learn some things that we could extrapolate and infer onto other wrecks, whether it's another wreck somewhere sitting in a similar situation, whether it's a wreck about to be pulled out of the beach for some reason, and we can learn from the history of what's happened to the Nag's Head wreck. So there's layers of reasons to care about it, I think.
Head up Highway 12 to where the road ends and you'll find the legendary Corolla Wild Horses, iconic historical sites, unique shopping and dining, outdoor events, and more. Take a day and find yourself here.
The water is what brought us here. It's our way of life, our playground. The water is what keeps us coming back. Find your calm at visitcurrituck.com.
In a world of ordinary vacations, live the extraordinary. Book the real Outer Banks.
I'm Noah Snyder, former professional surfer. Now I run a gym and been swimming in the ocean my whole life. The power of the ocean deserves everyone's respect. Even on those calm days, it's hard to see the powerful rip currents that are present up and down our East Coast. Every year, unsuspected swimmers find themselves in the grip of a rip, and many of them lose their lives. Such tragic events can easily be prevented with a few local tips. Know before you go, check your local beach forecasts before you head out, and always swim near a lifeguard. And if you find yourself caught in a rip current, don't panic, float, wave, shout till help arrives. If you're a good swimmer, don't fight the rip, swim parallel to the beach until you get free of the current's hold. Live like a local, love the beach, and respect the ocean.
So every lifeguard stand, you'll find a rip current sign with some information. Every public access should have those rip current signs as well. Rip currents account for about 80% of our rescues, and we can see approximately 200 to 300 rescues due to rip currents every season. A rip current is a long, narrow, strong current of water flowing out to sea. So basically, as water comes in and waves come in, those waves are going to break on the shallow sandbars, and you're going to see them white cap and that water moving in. All that water and all that energy coming in has to make its way back out. So it's going to find these deep pockets, these breaks in the sandbar where all that water can collect and funnel back out. So you might see it's deeper, it's a darker discolor. You might see foam pulling back out, and it'll kind of look like a river flowing back out to sea when it's strong. A big thing we can say is talk to your lifeguard, ask them where the rip currents are that day, let them show you where they are, how you spot them. And then having flotation is one of the biggest things. Always kind of have something with you out when you're in the ocean that you can float on. A boogie board, a life vest, a surfboard, anything that could float you if you find yourself in trouble. Yeah, so if you find yourself in a rip current, biggest thing is don't panic. A lot of rescues become worse when people start to panic. They try to fight the current back in and they overexhaust themselves. So back to flotation, that's the biggest thing we try to harp on, having something you can float on, and you could sit out there as long as you need until we can come help you out of it. A lot of new studies are showing that rip currents often cycle people back in. So you might find yourself drift out of that rip and be able to catch a wave back in, or you might find it cycle you back to a shallow spot where you can walk on in. And then the other thing we've always used to say is swim parallel to shore. So if you swim laterally parallel along the shore, you can find yourself to one of those shallower sandbars where you can swim or walk in and you're not fighting that rip current.
Hello, Santa here. Did you know that the Christmas Shop and General Store has the largest display of Christmas gifts and ornaments on the Outer Banks? From nutcrackers and collectible Santas to snowing Christmas trees and personalized ornaments, there's something for everyone. Discover a room full of pet-themed gifts and a breathtaking nativity display. It's a magical destination that brings joy to so many. We can't wait to see you at the Christmas Shop and General Store.
Some people say the Outer Banks has the best fishing spots. Some people talk too much. The Outer Banks of North Carolina, conveniently located just beyond compare.
Discover the Dovetail Collection by Vaughn Bassett exclusively at Outer Banks Furniture. Made in the Virginia mountains using solid American white oak, Dovetail wood joinery dates back thousands of years. The collection is designed for those who appreciate the natural look of reclaimed wood with its cracks, knots, and bold grain patterns. Each piece is available in 3 finishes and is meticulously crafted for exceptional strength to give you long-lasting beauty. Find the Dovetail Collection from Vaughn Bassett exclusively at Outer Banks Furniture, Milepost 1 in Kitty Hawk. Better sleep means a better life. That's why Outer Banks Furniture offers Simply Luxe from Mattress Grove. Luxurious handcrafted sleeping comfort that's made in America. Simply Luxe gives you pressure-relieving layers, temperature-regulating airflow, spinal-aligning back support with 5 unique support feels for ultimate comfort. Start sleeping better today. Simply Luxe goes the extra mile to hand-tuft many of its models for unparalleled support and durability. Find the complete collection of Simply Luxe mattresses at Outer Banks Furniture, Milepost 1 in Kitty Hawk.
Treasure memories in Corolla Outer Banks. Go to CorollaNC.com.
Every place has a story. Stories of romance, drama, adventure, stories of life. Find your story at visitcurrituck.com.
Welcome to Jeanette's Pier, the family fishing spot on the Outer Banks. Make memories for a lifetime while reeling in the catch of the day. From bottom fishing for spot and croaker to jigging for bluefish and Spanish mackerel, experience the thrill of catching a fish from this 1,000-foot-long concrete ocean fishing pier located at milepost 16.5 in Nags Head. Have fun in the sun while fishing with your friends and family. Surf, sun, fish, and fun. Experience it all at Jeanette's Pier, where fishing is catching.
Chickamaucomico Life Saving Station was first built in 1874, and it was a way to help people who were distressed in the shipping lanes. Back then, that was the highway, and everything was done by the sea.
We live up to our nickname, the Graveyard of the Atlantic. There was a long history of shipwrecks that resulted in a need of, yes, we need to get stations out there.
The mission of the Life Saving Service was to save people from a land-based operation. This is the place where Chickamaucomico Life Saving Station was. It's where the rescues were performed. It's where the men lived. It pretty much was the beginning of a professional life-saving service in the United States.
So this is the 1874 building. This is the first of the 7 original life-saving stations built on the coast of North Carolina. So this one is very special. It was replaced in 1911 by our 1911 station, which is much larger, had room for more of the surfmen to not so much be in a large bunk room, but maybe just have a couple of guys in each room.
On site, there are 2 cookhouses, 1 per station. They use the cookhouses for various reasons. Obviously, cooking kept fire away from a wooden building. It provided warmth from the fire, so they used them also as shower houses.
And then we have a house that was donated to us in 2006 by the Midget family, and it was the home of Captain Cornelius Midget, the older brother of our own Captain John Allen Midget Jr., and that little house we call the Midget House.
We are the only station in the U.S. Life Saving Service history that is a complete site. In no other place in America can you go to and see the accurate history that you see here.
In particular, the reenactment, we do it to the T. We do everything as if we are training as they did 150 years ago.
And what you see here at Chickamaucomico is not a reenactment of a rescue. It is a reenactment of the training that they did to prepare themselves for a rescue. That's why it's called the beach apparatus drill. But just like they did, we do it on Thursday afternoons at 2 o'clock. Most of our displays are on loan from families or from other organizations, most from families who have gotten granddad's medal or uniform or whatever the case may be.
We have artifacts from shipwrecks. We have some documents, we have photographs, we have equipment that was used in the past, and we have the buildings. This is a museum of place. This is where it happened. You can walk out on the beach and know that you're walking in the footsteps of people who rescued people that they never saw before and would never see again.
The most famous rescue out of this station was in 1918. The British tanker Merlot was torpedoed about 5 miles offshore here. Captain John Allen Midget and the surfmen from Chickamaucomico took this boat that you see behind me, surf boat number 1046. They rowed out to that ship, which was carrying a load of kerosene at the time. So the sea was on fire when Captain John Allen and his crew managed to rescue 42 of the 51 British sailors on board the Merlot. It still remains today one of the most decorated maritime rescues in American history. The Chickamaucomico Historical Association is comprised of a board of directors. We have 2 employees.
Our mission is to tell the story of the men who served here and to preserve the buildings that they served in.
This is the 150th anniversary of the introduction of professional life saving to the coast of North Carolina.
We're planning to have guided tours of the Kennekeet Station. We're going to have this station open for tours. We're going to have a search and rescue demonstration from the Coast Guard, which is, of course, where their foundation. So lots of different things going on throughout that weekend.
It is a place that the whole family can enjoy. We do have family discount. We're open basically from around mid to late March, right on through Thanksgiving. And our hours of operation are from 9 o'clock in the morning until 5 o'clock in the afternoon.
As a nonprofit organization, we do rely a lot of the funds and the resources through donations, sponsorships. You can actually sign up to become a monthly sponsor or a yearly sponsor.
We're always looking for folks who want to volunteer from very little to a whole lot. There's always a spot to fill. Go to chickamaucomico.org. Our website is right there with all the contact information. They can call the station. We check our machines regularly.
So anything you can do, we can put you to work.
These heroes, we call them the forgotten heroes because they just kind of fell by the wayside. The history, the way that they put their lives on the line to save their fellow man, it's just too important to let it go away.
Take a tour of an Outer Banks icon and experience what life was like here in the Roaring '20s. Whalehead in historic Corolla Park is a beautifully restored Art Nouveau masterpiece and museum located on the Currituck Sound. For tour information, go to visitwhalehead.com.
Surrounded by water, Currituck and the people of the Outer Banks have been shaped and defined by its rich coastal and maritime history. Here in Corolla, on the edge of the Atlantic, where roads give way to endless water, legendary local craftsmen designed and built these boats and taught generations of Northeast North Carolinians how to take to the sea and sound to find prosperity. From duck hunting, to fishing, to guiding, to saving lives off the coast, these hardy people both endured and celebrated life on the water. The Currituck Maritime Museum tells the stories of Currituck's boat-building forefathers, their remarkable craft, and the enduring legacy they left behind on how to live life and thrive on the waters here. Discover the newest addition to historic Corolla Park. Find yourself here. Visit CurrituckMaritimeMuseum.com.
Welcome to Currituck County, the gateway to the Outer Banks. Nestled into the northeasternmost corner of North Carolina, Currituck County stretches from coastal beaches across the breathtaking Currituck Sound to the mainland, with its abundant farmland rich with produce and our unique local flavor. Currituck has three distinct areas: the mainland, Knott's Island, and the beach, which includes the community of Corolla and the off-road area. All three of these areas are surrounded by water on at least three sides. Early settlers from the mid-1600s to today's residents have made their living on the waters and farming the land. To illustrate, the mainland has the North River to the west and the Currituck Sound to the east. Knott's Island is completely surrounded by the waters of the Currituck Sound, and the beach has the Currituck Sound to the west and the Atlantic Ocean to the east. These bodies of water and waterways are what make Currituck County not only a sportsman's paradise for hunters and fishermen, but serve as an attraction for vacationers worldwide who flock to our pristine beaches and shorelines. Here's where wild horses roam the dunes, sunsets blaze over the Sound, migratory birds soar, and the waves of the Atlantic crash onto the beach. This is where history buffs find stirring stories. Sports enthusiasts golf, kayak, paddleboard, fish, swim, surf, hike, and bike. And where the daily catch of fresh seafood and local produce is always on the menu. Both residents and visitors alike take time to feel the sand between their toes and feel the rhythm of the Sound in their dreams. And Currituck County is also booming with economic and commercial opportunities. New and seasoned businesses thrive with a surplus of available land and the pro-business benefits of a North Carolina address. Businesses have access to generous incentives, low taxes, and a growing workforce right here in Currituck County. Businesses are proud to call this place home. Here in Currituck, we're right next door to the Greater Hampton Roads, Virginia area, a region that includes the cities of Chesapeake, Virginia Beach, and Norfolk, with a population of over 1.7 million. It's the second largest market in Virginia after Northern Virginia, and home to the Port of Virginia, one of the biggest, deepest, and busiest international ports in the United States. Businesses have direct access to a growing network of roadways, a robust rail system, and a centrally located regional airport. And coming soon, a major interstate will connect the county to Raleigh and the Research Triangle, adding a direct route to North Carolina's famous hub of healthcare, technology, and higher education. And with all of its amenities, the quality of life in Currituck is also one of its biggest attractions for entrepreneurs and businesses alike. Currituck has quiet and safe neighborhoods, excellent schools, including a satellite location of the College of the Albemarle, part of the North Carolina Community College System. Great restaurants, arts and entertainment, and special events. And of course, the world-famous Outer Banks. It's the perfect place to live, work, and play.